Somebody explicitly commented that this ball of yarn is useless, so I started crocheting with it immediately because now I have a point to prove. Not everybody expresses their creativity in the same way, and this just encouraged me to go deeper into my own. If you can't tell already, I'm crocheting a shirt, and when it's all finished, there's a chance it will become the best thing I've ever crocheted.
Your silence is my trade. Shut up. Lockjaw.
One. Blocked.
Cute things to crochet in less than an hour.
I brought the crochet yarn dispenser bag outside with me today. I was crocheting in the car while I was waiting. It was so helpful with my anxiety because I had an MRI appointment today. So I was really nervous, but because I could crochet before and after, it was really nice.
Baby, now you're one of us. Ain't it fun? Ain't it fun? Ain't it fun?
Crochet with me in 1, 2, 3, here we go. Yarn in hook, slip knot, and chain 16. Single crochet 15. Make sure it's nice and neat, and repeat for 15 more rows, 16 in total. Fasten off, tuck in those ends, and you're complete. Ta-da! A coaster. Try this out.
This yarn has to be the weirdest yarn that I've ever used. It has 4 different textures in it. It has a sort of chunky acrylic, it has a blanket yarn, it has a fuzzy yarn, and it has this kind of like Lion Brand homespun type of yarn. I don't know what this is supposed to be for. When I first saw this, I thought maybe it was Bernat Casa, but I looked it up and Bernat Casa is different. It has a blanket yarn, it has this homespun yarn, and then it has like Bernat velvet and a faux fur yarn. So it's like half the same basically as this. My friend got this secondhand with a bunch of other different yarn that she got for a really low price. And she gave this to me because she didn't know what to do with it, and she challenged me to figure out something to make with it. So I'm going to make a creature with it, and I have kind of started. I'm going to go kind of like monster-y sort of thing. I think I'm going to do something like a cat. I'm kind of thinking kind of like that. Have you ever seen any yarn like this? And if you've gotten it, what have you made with it?
I'm going to a wedding in a week. Let's make a dress. This is all of the thread that I'm going to try to use up. And I'm taking a train out of state. I have inspo for the dress that I want to make. This is the inspo image. And the yarn that I'm using is the Artiste Mercerized Egyptian Cotton. I get it from Hobby Lobby in store in the color salmon. I just thought it would be so pretty. The wedding's going to be inside. However, This color I just feel like will look so well with my skin and the colors of my tattoos. So let's do it. I only just started working on this, so this is what I have so far. The bodice piece, and then it's gonna be backless with ties similar to this. That's my update for today. Follow along to see if I can do this.
I have a problem. I have way too much of this yarn. It's bad. I went through a phase where I thought this yarn from the Dollar Tree was the best thing ever, and I bought a lot of it. And now I'm on a mission to use all of this up. It's pretty safe to say I am not allowed to buy yarn at the Dollar Tree anymore. Somebody please take my credit card away. Anyways, welcome back to another episode of Crafting and Not Stashing, the series where I am actually using my craft supplies instead of letting them sit in a drawer. I've been on this mini kick lately to use up this yarn, and today I wanted to make a super cute little flower pillow, although it turned into a flower plushie because I did not realize that my yarn was a lot thinner than this pattern called for. This pattern is by Wonder Crochet, and I'll tag them down below. And if you have any ideas or pattern recommendations for things that I can make to use up this yarn, please let me know. But after working on this for a while on a live stream, I was able to finish it and attach all of the petals, and after finishing the middle, here is what we ended up with. We've got one side that can just be a plain flower, or flip it over for a super cute face. I decided to embroider a mouth and add some safety eyes. It's so squishy and so soft, and it came out so cute. With the last bit of blue that I have. I don't even know if I'm gonna have enough. You're starting with his body. And what the fuck? Did y'all hear about CapCut? What CapCut's doing now? They have rights to everything that you upload onto their site. Finished his body. If you upload your shit on there, they have the right to use your face, your voice, everything. Fucking rude. And I will not be using CapCut no more. This is not the fucking crochet hook I was using. That's why it feels weird. I want his head to be a little bit smaller than his body, only because, baby, I don't got that much yarn. That's all the yarn I have, so we gotta make it work. And you know what? A lot of people always be like, where's the pattern? Where did you get the pattern? My friends, I don't follow a pattern.
Everything that I do is completely freestyled off the top of my noggin. Baby, I just be out here winging life. Also, if you see me out here reusing content, mind your business. I'm trying to become a millionaire. Okay? I'm trying to become a content creator, an influencer, a crochet influencer. Mind your business. I think this is the size head we're gonna go with. I don't know, but we're gonna figure it out. Made 1 foot. Oh no, we're getting kind of close, y'all. I'm fucking heartbroken. I can't believe y'all made me redo him. Anyways, he's on my website.
What I crocheted with the yarn I panic bought at Joe & Fabrics 2 days before closing. Vlog.
Thanks, Gingy. Let's count how many skeins that I got.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 for $2.40 each. Day 1.
This is the maximum thickness that I decided on, and I took my project to the beach just to do a little bit, and I realized that this is why this is called blanket yarn, and I really want to make a blanket with it one day. I've only been making plushies, so I gotta get on that. But I took a little beach break and it was pretty nice.
Day 2.
I got it to this height, and I think you can see now that it's a carrot. I just kind of threw the stuffing in because carrots are kind of bumpy, and it was kind of nice not worrying about it being smooth, I'm not gonna lie. And I went to bed and I woke up at around 3 and it was staring back at me. It was a little scary, I'm not gonna lie.
Day 3.
I just kept crocheting up, and I finally made it to the last skein. I was so excited, and I was just stuffing along the way as well, and I decided to make it extend and make that little root. I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to make a second part. I'm not home right now to finish it, but I wanted to get this out.
Stay tuned for finishing the stems.
It's day 14, learning how to crochet till I become a pro like my sissy. Today she's going to be making a shiesty for my Labubu. She's also going to be making it a little Minions jumpsuit, which I'm really excited for. I'm going to be practicing my squares today. I'm going to try to do a square in under 20 minutes.
My nails.
Cutie.
Yep. I'm going to take this from you.
Okay. My Labubu's got a big head.
Yeah. Takes after you.
To be honest, crocheting really makes me tap into my inner grandma, because when I start crocheting, my back starts hurting. I'm like crocheting like this.
I had to learn to like keep my back straight while I'm crocheting, because if I keep crocheting like this while I'm crocheting, I'm gonna have scoliosis by like about 14 years old.
Kaylee, I can't wait to see the projects you're gonna make as a grandma.
I see. Y'all know that mouse from that one cartoon? Oh, Tom and Jerry? This looks like the mouse.
It does! Y'all, look at my progress. Oh my. And it's only been like 20 minutes.
Put this hat over the fat head. I'm making a video. Go talk to your side piece.
Y'all, diva down. How freaking adorable. This is our progress for today, and tomorrow we're gonna work on the minion outfits and the little bow.
Yep.
Here is how to work with fluffy yarn. So this type of fluffy yarn is relatively easy to work with, and this kind is a little harder to work with. But if you want an easier kind, this is linked in my Amazon storefront. It's in my bio. But here's how I do it. So for the needle or hook you might want to use, anywhere between a 6mm hook and a 9mm hook will work. That's what I use. And for any fluffy yarn, you do not want to do a real magic ring. If you did make a magic ring, do a fake magic ring. And what a fake magic ring is you make a slip knot, and then you will chain 2. So you have your slip knot, and then you like put tension obviously, and then you chain 2. In your first chain, like it's a little hole right here. You can't really see it, you can't see it, but you can feel for it. That's what I do for fuzzy yarn. That's the only way you have to like feel where you're going. And then that's your new magic ring. You just do your single crochets in there. And then, so I'm going to do like 4 single crochets. And the little stitch markers will definitely help, but I don't use them all the time because I'm kind of lazy. But now you feel for the stitch you're going to go into. Like you'll be able to feel it where it is. Then you just put your hook in there. And then fluffy yarn is also super forgiving. So if you do mess up, it's not the end of the world because you can't really tell because it's such thick yarn and it covers like all your mistakes if you were to have skipped a hole. But definitely keep counting and use a stitch mark every single round, and it definitely will help you because if you're messing up on count, you probably did something wrong, but if you don't want to fix it, I mean, it's forgiving. So that's all I have to really say about that. If you have any more individual questions, I will help.
Hi, if this kind of yarn scares you, I want to fix that. In anticipation of my pattern coming out, I'm going to give you my favorite tips for working with fur yarn. Here are my qualifications. Now that that's out of the way, I need you to grab a big hook. That is one of my tips. It's not my number one tip, but for me, I'm down to a 9mm. When I first started working with fur yarn, I was at a 10 or 11mm. So if you need 10, 11, 12, I don't know, grab a big hook. Whatever you're used to, double it, I don't know. It needs to be big so that you can see your stitches and so that we can get this party started. So let's do that. Next thing that's really going to help you is picking out an acrylic or a lighter weight yarn that is a similar color scheme to your fur yarn, but not the same. You need to be able to distinguish the two clearly when you hold them together. Let me show you. This is something that I'm working on, but right here I have the pink strand and I have my fur strand. The fur strand is primarily like a white blue color, and then the pink is obviously a baby pink. But I hold them as if I'm using one skein of yarn. And this way, I can see my stitches when I hold my work, because we're always viewing it from this side down. You can see the V's of the pink yarn. But when you look at it as a completed object, you can't see any of my pink stitching because the fur will cover it as you're working it. This is the only part that you're going to be able to see that acrylic. And this is what really made me be able to complete a 5-foot long Furby. So I can see each of my individual stitches just from the top down. Not only does that make you be able to see your stitches, but I can feel them better as well. When you're working just one strand of fur yarn, it's very soft, it's very thin. It's very hard to distinguish an individual stitch from the rest of your work. But when you double strand it, I can feel and see each individual pocket where my hook should go. You don't need to be afraid of this yarn just because you can't see your stitches. You can feel them, and that's okay too. Also, little girl math here. If you miss an increase or a decrease, guess what? It won't matter, babe. It's not gonna matter because this stuff, it stretches so much, and you miss an increase or a decrease on one row, just add it to the next. It's not like normal plush yarn where you're gonna see every increase, every decrease. It's gonna disappear. It'll be fine, I promise. So anyways, if you'd like, my pattern is coming out on January 1st. I'm very excited about it. I want everyone to create really cursed Furbies with my pattern. So also, if you have any more questions about fur yarn, what brands I use, anything like that, just let me know. Thanks.
La 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 la. 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 La 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 la. Kat kat katum em kaç keriz